Hey everybody, happy Monday. It's Monday, so that means it's the MCU'S Bleeding Edge Report, and I'm here with Andres, the pop culture guy, my special guest co-host here at the MCU'S Bleeding Edge, to talk about The Penguin and Daryl Dixon Season 2, Episode 5. Andres, the pop culture guy, what's up?
Pretty good. Excited to talk about the Penguin.
All right, so Cyber's going to be here in a minute. He's running late, but what were your thoughts on episode 6? I thought it was definitely our first really heavy filler episode, very fillerish.
Yeah, I think it's fillerish. It's still great. I mean, those last few minutes of the episode was really spectacular. I was like, oh my god, now episode 7 is going to be very exciting. So no, I still love the show. This episode was still great. I agree with you. It's fillerish, but it's one of the best fillerish episodes I've seen. So we got a lot done in this episode, which is good.
Yeah, the plot progressed further. You know what I'm saying? But there really wasn't a lot that occurred. Not a lot really happened. Is my point. You know what I'm saying? It was that's why I'm calling it more of a filler episode. You know. I mean, a lot of the scenes were just sort of build up. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't a lot of action at all. Really, you know what I mean? Other than what's his name shooting Squid. That was about it.
Yeah. But it doesn't really matter. I think, this is how you do a show when you want to talk, and that's very important. And plus, we have major developments that was very intriguing. We'll get into it later, but, of course, Oz's girlfriend, ratting out the location was very intriguing. And, the fact that Oz didn't tell her about the actual truth about what happened to those women, those stuff, I feel really intrigued, really elevated the episode here, and of course seeing, Ronnie teaming up with, Sophie was all good. And, of course, Vic, what's going to happen to Vic, it's crazy. But I see what you're saying in terms of the action, but I think when you make a good show that has really good dialogue and, furthering our characters into the finale very soon, I think the show delivers on that compared to other shows.
Well, that's the thing, though, is that we're not right at the finale point right now. You know what I'm saying? We still got a little ways to go. We still got another episode before the finale. So, they left us on a cliffhanger without question. But while we're waiting for Cyber, let's just go ahead and get started. And he can just catch on when we get going. So, the episode 6 starts off. It's called Gold Summit. And it starts off, Oz has managed to grow his empire significantly, reproducing and distributing the bliss in the underground trolley. Sophia and the Maronis kill several bliss dealers as a warning, leading Oz to decide to give away bliss for free to curry favor with other gangs. Victor is confronted by Squid, an acquaintance and drug dealer who asks Victor to let him join the operation. So I'll stop there, Andres. And I'll just get your thoughts on that opening part of the episode.
Okay. I thought the opening was very good. I thought that it, took us where we were picking up from the last episode, seeing where Oz was at with that new underground that helped him grow the mushrooms and all that. And so you saw that, which was really cool. You see him doing this typical mafia Goodfellas narration of what's has been happening, because now we're in the winter now, which is crazy. So and see Vic getting comfortable with his new role as this criminal, right? Not yet, but he's somewhat comfortable with working with Oz now. Now they are very close. And then of course you see Sophie and Oz Sophie and Sal having this really interesting relationship, a father-daughter relationship that I wasn't expecting. Of course, Sophie doesn't like her family, so she kills them off, and she's going with a different name. And seeing, Sal losing her family, he kind of gains a new one with Sophie. And so I really like their team up here, which is really cool. And she came up with a good plan to get a warning for us and the crew. So that was really cool. And then the squid thing, I knew the squid thing was coming up. So I was very kind of curious how Vic will handle it, and he handled it in a way that made a lot of sense. So, but yeah, I think this opening was really good. Every opening for the Oz, Penguin show has been really great. Because one thing I appreciate, because we talked about this in Africa, that this show does a really good job of picking up where we left off. And so with this one, it was really great to see how the new operation of Bliss is going on now with no underground. I really appreciate to see more of the Sophie and Verone team up, and see Vic in his new position as a critical, but also dealing with the squid, who is pain in the butt. But yeah, so I think this was a good pickup from last episode.
Yeah, Vic is out there carrying all the drugs and shit, and dropping off all the drugs to the drops and all that shit, He's got that motorcycle he rides in the tunnels. That was cool. I like that. It kind of reminds me of when you go on YouTube and you see the explorers that ride bikes in tunnels and stuff like that, drainage tunnels and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like pipes and shit like that. They ride through them. You ever seen that before?
Yeah, a little bit. That scene reminded me of obviously this is a Batman show. It was kind of funny.
That's what they're doing though, right there with the bike. Like they're mimicking people on YouTube that do that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. That's really cool. I like how the way they're getting their drugs out there, with the underground. That makes a lot of sense. I was thinking more you remember in the first Batman, which is just a spin-off from, Bruce did this as well, because Bruce goes underground and goes to the Batcave, and this kind of reminds me of Robin, because Robin always rides a bike, so it's funny to see Vic riding a bike, just like a anti-version of Robin. So I thought that image was really intriguing. But
I never read DC Comics when I was a kid. I read a little bit of Superman, a little bit of Batman. I never read a lot of stuff with Robin in it. So I don't really know a lot about Robin.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of Robins. I just saying it's a Robin thing.
Just what I learned from the DC animated films and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't really have a lot of my knowledge of DC is based off of the movies and the animated films. Not really the comic books. You know what I'm saying?
No, I understand. No, that makes sense. Because it's just very funny how the show is paralleling this version of Penguin to Batman, and he's getting so much of the Batman stuff that I kind of want to see, like a sidekick, or partner, and he has an underground layer, which is interesting.
Yeah, most definitely. So, okay. So this is going to be a really quick episode review, because that's the thing. Not a lot really happened. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's going to be a lot to talk about with this one compared to other episodes. That's what I was kind of getting to. You know what I mean? With this episode.
Yeah. Do you want me to moderate? Because there's a lot. We cannot miss, because there was a lot of major things that happened here.
I'm going to read the whole outline. I'm not going to not read it.
Okay.
Come on now. Anyways,
right. I'm just making sure.
So, so Sophia and Sale break into Oz's apartment to find something to get back at him, and Sophia discovers a photo of Eve. Meanwhile, Francis's condition deteriorates further, and she forces Oz to promise to kill her if she becomes severely ill. Oz threatens a corrupt councilman to return the power to Crown Point and sets a meeting with the other gangs. So I'll stop there. We also saw that scene with that psychologist guy too, with Sophia, where they were naked or whatever in the beginning. But so what do you think about that, Andreas?
So you brought up the therapist. That was very funny. They were like in like I kind of funny. It's a very funny relationship. Like they're now getting into this very sexualized relationship. So that's really interesting. But he will do more next episode, as we see in the preview. The mom is very heartbreaking. I was kind of sad that her illness is kind of taking a toll to her. The scene in the bathroom, that one was directly from the Penguin book. If anyone wants to read a good Penguin story, is the Penguin Pain and Prejudice. And there was a scene that was kind of similar where Penguin was taking care of her mom in the bathroom. Something happened to her there. So that scene was really powerful, and I always enjoyed seeing this mom-son relationship going on with Oz and Francis, and everything he's trying to do here is for her, and it's just kind of sad that he cannot help to cure her, all that. I really like the conversation he had with Vic about the doctors and or like all these like fancy people that have these degrees and all that, and they cannot able to cure this like one thing that is consuming his mom's body and mind and all that. And I mean that is just really wonderful. And of course Sophie and Sal teaming up was again great. It was great to see them raiding on the apartment we haven't seen in a while of Oz's apartment, right? And so it was really cool to see that Sophie finds the picture of Eve, which it's probably my favorite scene in this episode. Actually, is the Eve and Sophie discussion we'll get into later. I thought that was really great to see how smart Eve is. Sophie is as a character. So this section is really great. Very very powerful with the Francis stuff. Really enjoying the mom stuff, and very very curious where we're gonna take her soon.
So we're gonna hurry up, or he's gonna miss the episode. Okay, yeah, and I really enjoyed that scene with the councilman to get the power back on. I like seeing him use those vice grips or whatever, like up in his nose and shit. Yeah, that was pretty cool. But coming off of that, basically, Victor attempts to pay off Squid, but when he threatens to expose Victor and Oz, unless a meeting with Oz is set up, Victor shoots him dead and flees. Sophia visits Eve, initially threatening to kill her to get to Oz, but Eve gives up his location after Sophia reveals Oz was aware of the true identity of the hangman. I'll stop there. What do you think, Andres? You really wanted to talk about that, so...
Yeah, so obviously we get the Eve, Sophie trying to search for Eve because she remembers, her because of episode 3 of Bliss. That's what it's called. And I was kind of curious what happened, and it was really cool. Great, meeting between these two women, two different women from different sides. Obviously Sophie is in the social class, and then obviously Eve is in the middle class and all that. And it was very intense scene because you don't know what's going to happen with Eve, the girlfriend. And of course when it was really cool to see Eve name dropping the woman that Carmine killed in the 10 years. And then of course I was like, oh, it's then Sophie brought up, that Oz didn't tell you that, she was framed for the crime from Carmine to cover it up. And Carmine was the one that killed all the women and all that. And she was shocked about that. And I was like, oh my God. And it just, this whole episode kind of because we have twice when we get into the mafia, the gang meeting up the Penguin. There's one person that points out he's been a rat for so many times. He's been lying and hustling so many people, and the fact that he hustled his girlfriend, not even telling the truth about what happened to Sophie or what happened to the woman he knew about, that is not even the downfall of what's going to happen later when we get into the end of the episode. So I was really shocked that Penguin didn't tell her about the full truth, and so now their relationship was like pretty much dead. And I don't know what's going to happen to Eve if Penguin finds out what's happened to his mom and all that. But I thought that was really intense, and Sophie, like, kind of, how you say, like, it matters her, like the fact that she got Sophie to come over to her apartment to talk so that she can protect her girls. And out of the family we have seen, because family has been an important theme in this show, the escort girls, like Eve and the girls that we've seen in a couple of episodes, are way more a cohesive and more proper family than the other families we've seen that has literally portrayed them or literally got killed. So it was really cool to see Eve, that she's protecting her, like watching the back of her, her girls, and like truly cares about that. And that really was the thing that saved her, her life towards the end of the scene. So like that was really cool. And Sophie agreed to not tell who gave the location of the crown point. So I really dug that scene because the actress that plays Eve is really great. She's a fantastic actress. I thought this was her best scene in the show, so it was really great that she had more to do here as an actress, because she was like here and there in each episode. I thought this was her best performance, and so I really appreciate this encounter as well. And same thing with Sophie. I thought the actress that plays Sophie has been great. This scene is definitely her best scene as well. But yeah, I thought it was so intense, and there was like twists and turns that I was not expecting. That's now like made me worry now, certain characters. So yeah, great sequence. Definitely the highlight for me for this episode, episode 6.
Okay, so at the meeting, Oz convinces the gangs to work together against the Gigantes, Maronis, and the Upper Elite. Francis and Victor dance to music after power is restored to Crown Point, just as Sophia enters with a crowbar. And that is the finale of the episode. That's the end. So what do you think, Andreas, Pop Culture Guy? What are your thoughts on the ending of the episode?
Spectacular. Good way to end. Well, first off, the meeting was really awesome. Like a great performance by Colin Farrell. It was very funny to like the fact that he risked his life to like get this meeting together to get every gang in the lower town of Gotham to like stand up and take over Gotham was really great. I mean, the fact I thought he was going to bring the drugs to them, but he just bring them. First that was funny. He bring up just beers, which is funny, and like his speech about like no one knows her name, and then no one, like the whole high mafia family and the high society like just use you to get what they want. And so it was a true speech, and of course one of the triads, the major leaders, Sal, say that he's a hustler, and like he has been lying and hustling people so much, and Penguin didn't lie. He was like actually honest in that scene for the first time. Like he said, yeah, of course I had to hustle and steal Sophie's drugs, and yes, I popped a bolt to Falcone, so to get where I'm at and to live, and he explained that he's from the east side, so it really shows that he's not the high side. He's like from the middle class. And it was really cool to see like every game person like start to open up their drinks when Oz did it first, and it was such a powerful scene. And then it was great to see him say, we're going to take over Gotham, and that was like a great way to end that scene. And then of course Francis and Vic. First off, I knew Vic was going to kill Squid. Like Squid was so stupid. He was so cocky. So I felt really bad for Vic killing him, but he had to do what he had to do. So I really dug that like tender scene he had with Penguin about like his first kill, and it was really interesting. When Penguin say like, look, first time is someone bad, but you get used to it, and so just applying that he's going to kill again and for more ease. So I really like that tender scene he had with Penguin before he left to the meeting. And then, obviously getting the power back was really cool. And then, of course, this show does such a good job of ending their episodes. I did not expect to see Sophie in that building when the power came up. And so I was so scared and shocked. And I was hoping it was not going to happen. And of course, they're going to be captured and going to be tortured probably in next episode, which I saw the preview. And yeah, it's going to be the most intense episode for episode 7. So it just led me wanting more episodes of the Penguin. I'm so excited to see the next episode on episode 7. This show is the best. It's one of the best shows of 2024 after Shogun and Fallout. But yeah, really spectacular end for the episode. You mute, sir.
Thank you. Shogun was top notch. That's all I was saying. Shogun was top notch TV. That was the best show that we reviewed this year, I think. We'll see Dune Prophecy. We still got to do Dune Prophecy, so that could be really good too, you know. Something tells me those will be some really long reviews. I saw that trailer finally for Dune Prophecy. It looks really good. All right, well, I'm going to rate this episode a 6.5. Because it wasn't the best episode of the series at all. So I'm going to give it a 6.5. What do you got?
I'm going to be a little higher for you. I'll be a little higher here because the quality is still great for this show. So I will get a 9 out of 10 still. Not a 10 out of 10 for this episode. I don't think it's not the best episode of the show, but it's still a high quality HBO episode that delivers like entertainment and drama, and that's what you get for the episode. But it's not my favorite of the episodes we've seen. I mean, it doesn't beat episode 4 or 3. Like, those are my favorites so far in the show.
Okay. All right, so that's it for the Penguin. So we got Daryl Dixon season 2, episode 5. Boudoir Sieste Pouvoir is the episode name. And it starts off with Daryl and Carol find Ash missing, and Daryl breaks the news of Isabel's death to Laurent. Convinced that he has brought and will bring death to his friends, Laurent refuses to go to America, but later changes his mind. At the Demonode, now run by Anna, Daryl and Carol learn that Pouvoir has fallen in the aftermath of Janae's death, with some guerriers joining Lessange, but others working at the club. So I'll stop there. Before we get to the part where they find Ash, where they track down Ash. What'd you think of the episode? What'd you think of the introduction to the episode, Andre's Pop Culture Guy?
It was good. Nothing too bad. I thought it was, I thought this episode was a good episode. Definitely better than 2 and 4, I gotta say. But yeah, I thought the video was really great. It was great to see more Carol and Daryl talking. Seeing Ash running from those walkers was really great. Actually, it was really cool to see, like the traps that Ash did in the airplane. A carrier or a holder, and seeing that was really cool. How he trapped those people, especially that guy who was still like not yet a walker. So that was really cool way. And then of course, we see Ash running to that car, and he was so stupid, and it was too funny that like he got in the car and he was trying to get out, which he could easily done, and then he got knocked out that hard to be unconscious. I thought that scene was so like did you ever experience that? No, I didn't experience that, but like that was so goofy, and I thought that was like such a contrived way for the characters to find him later in the episode in the car, and I was like, wow, okay. It was cool to see Durant, or not Durant, I'm sorry, Courant going into that like other like facility where Laurent is at, and saying that he's has been changed mental. That was really cool. I I think his redemption arc is too fast. I think we shouldn't have we should see more of Karan and his like redemption arc more in these like last 4 episodes, and because I don't mind him becoming a good guy, but I just feel like him becoming a good guy is too fast. So I have a problem with that. But then at the same time, I like Karan's character. I don't want him to be killed. So I don't mind about that. And of course, Daryl telling Laurent about the death of Isabel and all that was really sad and tragic. And he has the picture of his mom, so I thought that was really good dramatic scene there. Yeah, I thought this opening was really good. Nothing major, but yeah.
Yeah, I also enjoyed Cadrone's participation in the episode a lot. I thought he was the best part of the episode, to be honest with you, was Cadrone. Like his scene with Laurent was really good.
Yeah.
And them going back to the club was cool too.
Yes.
Like we'll talk about that in a minute, but like I like them going back to the club. I couldn't remember who that chick was.
She was like the girlfriend of Laurent's father in the first season, and she was the one that portrayed him over Geron in the season episode 6 finale last season.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I think this is, despite the stupid decisions, this episode, I think this is my favorite episode of season 2, because I felt like there was like things going on, but like they pay off like storylines well, and there were moments I really like, as you brought up, Jeff, about Karan talking to Laurent. I thought that was a great scene. That's definitely my favorite one. And the club scene as well. I really like that we went there back, which we'll talk later.
Yeah, that one chick was like rubbing up on Carol.
Yeah, it was funny. Oh my god, Carol's experiencing new things in French. It's also cool. Oh, I'm sorry. No. It's also cool to see Daryl speaking French. Like, he's been there for a while, so it was cool to see him talking to some of his friends that he has made in French. So that was really cool detail. Just want to bring out. Sorry, go ahead.
So the duo tracks Ash to Maison Marie, which has also fallen, where he has become trapped by a herd and knocked unconscious while trying to get fuel for his plane. Daryl turns 2 zombified guerrieres into ampers to get rid of the herd. Now, that was a great scene.
Yes.
A remorseful Kodron surrenders to Falu's community, revealing the nest's fall to them and expressing his survivor's guilt and remorse to Laurent. When Lasange shows up looking for Laurent, Kodron helps him escape to the Demon, while Falu's people unanimously reject Lasange. The crowd applauds as Falu explains that if Laurent is needed as proof, then Lasange lacks real faith. I'll stop there.
Yeah.
What do you think about all that, Andreas?
I thought it was really great. I like that Furlan got more to do. He's a great character. I'm happy he's still alive, and I really like that he went against Lord Saran and his people, because I don't like the main villain, and he's really bad. So I thought him again. Like, I'm happy that he was against him, and like, we're not joining your like cult life, all that. So that scene was really cool. It was also great to see Caron like protecting Laurent. That was really cool, trying to get away from the soldiers. That was really cool. And then of course, despite the stupid car thing with Ash, it was great to see Carol and Daryl like find the herd of walkers.
Did you see that one shot where they shot their guns when they first shot their guns the first time? They both shot at the same time.
The same time.
Walkers.
Yes, it was so cool. It was like John Wick or Baku. What was Daryl? You know the Maurice movie about the Bangkok Dangerous movie with Winnie the Pooh? It was like that. It was so cool. It was really great. One of those great action walker scenes that I like from this episode. And then in the aftermath, when they got Ash, the walkers somehow they got all exploded, the walkers, and
That was from the walkers that Daryl tranked with that serum.
Okay, that makes sense. Because I was kind of curious where he got that, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So it was really cool to see that.
He randomly found it in the car.
Okay, because I was wondering where he got it from when I was watching this today, and I think I missed it in the car. So yeah, it was really cool to see all the walkers dead in explosion, and then seeing them breaking in the car was really cool. Seeing Carol showing in the head, and that was really nice. Yeah, this was my favorite part about the episode, just seeing the other what do you call it, community going against the nest people, and it was great to see Daryl and Carol rescuing Ash. But then Ash asked a couple questions that were kind of like Carol, eventually we'll get to there. She has a lot. She lied a lot to Ash to get here, but we'll get into that later.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
So basically, Lasange appears at the Demonond and pursues his quarry to the Catacombs of Paris. That's where they went, the Catacombs? Codron kills Dr. Lafleur and defeats Jacinta, who survives. Daryl nearly loses to Lasange, but then brutally kills him with a skull before he and Kudrone finally make peace with each other. I didn't realize that was the Catacombs of Paris that they were fighting in. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was so dark in that scene. It was like I didn't know it was in the
how'd they get in the Catacombs of Paris? What the fuck is that? Daryl nearly loses to Lasange, but then brutally kills him with a skull before he and Codron finally make peace with each other and hug it out. Anne provides the fuel that the plane needs, but Ash, furious after Carol admits the truth, reveals that his plane holds only 3 people, meaning that someone must stay behind. Oh boy. And that's the end of the episode. So what do you think, Pop Culture Guy? Last contribution, sir. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah. So I mean, the fight with the soldiers was really great. I mean, as you say before, I think this episode Karant was the MVP. I thought him attacking the soldiers was really great. I don't know what they're gonna do with that chick that survived. I mean, I guess she's gonna be the main bad for next season. I don't know what's gonna happen next season, but okay, she survived. I guess she's gonna be a villain for next episode and then get killed. I don't know. We'll see what they're gonna do with that.
You talk about that chick that Codron fought?
Yeah.
Codron fought or whatever?
Yeah, whatever her name is.
She survived getting thrown against that wall. Codron fucked her up.
Yeah. She easily could have been killed, right? I don't understand why they kept her alive. I don't know. It was kind of weird.
I don't know why he wouldn't have finished her off. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like,
Yeah, true. Then again, a very odd thing that like Karan killing those people was a really great scene. And then Daryl versus the Nest Leader was really great. It was really shocking to see like the knife coming out from that like stick. So that was really cool. And his death was really brutal. Like the fact that he kill him with a skull was really brutal, and that was something that I never expect Daryl to do.
That's such bullshit, because honestly, I've watched those videos on YouTube of people going down the catacombs in Paris. You got to go way down underneath the catacombs to get to the bones. You know what I'm saying? And right in the beginning of the catacombs, there's no bones.
No, I mean, I can disbelieve.
You got to go deep into the catacombs, like way deep into the catacombs.
Yeah. I mean, also, I just want to remind people this is a Walking Dead universe. Those skulls could be recent. I don't think they're underneath Neve. I think they're like above where the humans were trying to hide.
I still want to know how they got down into the catacombs of Paris.
Maybe elevator. Elevator. You don't know like if that catacomb like got destroyed. Like bomb, and like several of the floors got maybe fine, but then there's like other areas that got affected by bombs or something like that. But we don't know. I'm just building, just billboarding what happened to it in the Walking Dead universe. But so yeah, so the leader did. I'm happy. I'm happy that Daryl kill him. He was annoying. And then the plane, it was very funny how Ash finds out the truth about what was going on with Carol, and it was so over dramatic. It was understandably because she did lie to him, and he thought he was getting close to Carol a little bit, right? But that betrayal kind of hurt him a little bit, and then after that, the whole reveal that he cannot carry. Oh, first, that we don't know if it's true that he cannot carry enough people in the plane because he doesn't state that. But I mean, they could probably find another plane in the Paris and take that, and then fly overseas. So it's not like a big deal, but they're gonna make it so dramatic. I hope it's not gonna be this like season 2 or one of these episodes where it's like just dealing how to get out of there. It's like that's gonna be a boring episode. So hopefully the finale for next week will be great. It has some action and just find a boat or another plane to get overseas. It's not like a big deal.
Didn't Janae have boats and airplanes and shit like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, why couldn't they just get that shit, steal it from Janae's people? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She had shit. She had boats and shit.
Yeah. So I think they can easily do that, but we need to go the other way around to make it more dramatic for the finale. So I think that's the big problem.
Well, it's not going to make any sense for them to leave somebody behind.
Yeah, and who's going to leave behind? Is they're not going to do that. There's no way I'm going to see. I guess I think you could leave Laurent. Laurent was kind of resistant on leaving because of people dying, right? I maybe could see Laurent staying behind, and then Daryl and Carol are going to go back, right?
No, or Daryl's not going to leave Laurent there.
Are you sure about that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I don't know. You want to bet they're going to leave someone behind, or for me, I don't know. They're not going to leave those 3 behind or something like that. I don't know. So
I don't know. I don't know either, sir. I'm not sure either.
Yeah,
it was a good episode.
Yeah, good episode.
So what do you think? You want to do ratings, and we'll get out of here?
Yeah, sure. All right. With the ratings.
All right. I'm going to give this one an 8. I'll give episode 5 an 8.
Yeah, I'll give this one a 9 out of 10. I thought this was a great episode. Definitely my favorite of the bunch.
All right. Let's get out of here early tonight, sir. We're out of here, folks. Well, no plugs right there. Let's just get out of here. We'll do plugs on Wednesday night when we do Agatha episodes 8 and 9. You ready for Agatha, sir?
Yes. Very exciting. I know episodes.
If they're gonna drop the episodes, both episodes, next week, this Wednesday, that means that we're gonna have to just do one episode, not both of them, because we'll have to watch both episodes to be able to cover them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. Yeah.
So we'll have to just we'll do episode 8. We'll do episode 8, and then we'll do episode 9 next Wednesday.
Yeah, I think that would be best, right? Because because they're gonna release most of the episodes in the same hour.
They are. They are. You're right. I know it's not gonna work.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be too late. But we're out of here, folks. For the MCU'S Bleeding Edge Report, for Andres, the pop culture guy, for myself, Jeff S.A.K. True Knowledge. God bless you. Peace. We will see you next week.